Oh, there we go. Is that actually working? Oh, there we go. Is that actually working? Oh. Wow. Well, that was odd. Lucky, lucky. We just had a sell and a buy program. So we're going to try and do the close at least from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock Thursday. Tomorrow, it's today Wednesday. No, today's Tuesday. Okay, tires changed today. Thursday, I have to get my inspection sticker. So tires today. Inspection on Thursday. So starting tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, we're going to maybe come on like at 3 o'clock to the last hour live and go over the some of the things in the room and get used to doing this. And I think the idea, what I would like to do is be able to get some traders in because there are people that are a hell of a lot smarter than me, Danny being one of them, and get them into the room and be able to get them into this broadcast and chat and have interactive sessions and talk about and just kind of share some things. So if there's people listening to me, if there's people actually on the YouTube right now, because I've only shared it with a room, if you could just do me a favor and type something in your YouTube chat, because supposedly I can chat back and forth with this program too. We're using the StreamYard, which is kind of like a kind of little broadcast studio thing. Hey CB, hey PR, glad you guys could see it. So we got 164 million on the sell side, 89 symbols up on the MIM right now. Let's check out JP Morgan. Oh, guys, you're going to be able to see. So /MIM, you guys know /MIM dollar JPM. You'll see it on my screen here. Well, actually, if I get rid of my fat face. I'm really awkward with this software right now. Yeah, so you see JP Morgan, 46,000 shares to sell. I got a price of 159.82, so it's about 6 million. 6 million, and our early data stream doesn't have pairing data, so the 0K pair doesn't really mean much. But right now, 446.1K shares to the sell side for JP Morgan, and that's one of our tell symbols for, although it has not worked the last 2 days. Sid, so it's all working. We got to get Danny back. I was talking to Danny about that cell program at 12:28 Eastern time. There's two of them came in and just smacked the tape down. I don't know if there was it wasn't quite at 12:30. It was 12:28. So I'm not sure if there was a news break or whether it was just time for someone to sell. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Jeffrey Tennant says hi. Thank you, Jeffrey. PR says hi. And I'm going to type back and see if I actually come back. With this software, we can have private YouTubes so we can go private. So it's just us and do webinars. And it's a lot easier to do webinars, and I'm not going to crash my. I have I run a multimedia server, which is what the charts run on and LiveSquawk runs on. And as you know, they click off occasionally. So I don't really want to try and bring 100 people in on those servers. But YouTube, they're pretty good at it. And we can do YouTube, and we're just doing YouTube today, but we can do YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Really reach out to a broad base of people. Thank you, John M. If you guys got any questions about the MIM or Spygate, what Spygate means, I'll be more than happy to go through Spygate. Or about 2.3 to 1 on the SP500. So it's a movable tape today. It spies on you. I picked the name Spygate because it's at Spy SP500, and I only have a license to show the Spy real time in our room, but I don't know about broadcasting YouTube, but in our room, I don't have a license for ES as far as an API license, and so I did Spygate. Well, it turns out Spygate is like that Patriots thing, right? Where the Patriots, New England Patriots, were doing their filming of team practices. It's a quiet week without LiveSquawk on. Then he says ES is going to run the buy stops. We're going above VWAP. The bots have really slowed down this week, man. In the first couple of weeks of December, I thought there was something wrong with Spygate because we were putting up 300-400 programs a day. Now we're down to like 100 and 150-ish, somewhere in there. So the tape is really slowed down. So the way Spygate works, I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this, but what Spygate looks at the S&P 500 list, it goes every day to a server, refreshes its SP 500 list, sets that up for a streaming on the streaming quote service that I have. And then it has a small aperture of time, like in milliseconds, that it starts looking. And if it hits a threshold, like if you look down on the things, like you'll see there's two thresholds. There's a size threshold, and then there's a symbol threshold. So if you get above like 350 symbols, so I see 350 of the S&P 500 symbols trade simultaneously within a few milliseconds. That's probably a program trade. Someone asked me, why don't I do NQ separately? Well, the trouble is they both overlap each other. In fact, but the NQ 100 won't trigger the SP 500, but the SP 500, I don't know, maybe I can do an exclusive thing and look that just when there's 100 on the NQ. Yeah, I guess I can probably do that and filter that out. So that if it's 100, but if it's more than 100, right, then it's obviously an SP 500. If it's just this within this universe of 100, it's an NQ. I'll have to think about that now. I'm glad we had this chat. But if you look at the trades, we had one at 325. That was a buy program. There was 5,600 and 5,762 different trades on 350 symbols, and 52 million traded at the same time. And those percentage numbers are actually useful, and I don't know if people use them or not. But if you look at that 1228, I'm looking at the large STT trades, the list below the price chart. If you go down and you look where it says 1228.46, you'll see that that very first program that, in fact, the two programs kind of spill into each other. That very first program, about 83% of the trades traded on on a downtick. So it was a very aggressive program that came in, trading on 464 symbols and 211 million. So that's that's the kind of trade that you see that pushes the tape around. If you see small trades pushing the tape around, be careful, because it's a little thin out there. Coming into 1535, we should get one more update now from our floor team. We've been, but they're kind of they're thin anyways, because it's holiday trading and people are still off for the week, and I'm sure that they got COVID issues too. It took me 2 hours to get my tires changed today, even though I had an appointment because of COVID. Nobody going to work. But it does look like the Omicron is a kind of a benign little critter. So hopefully we'll all get through this one, and it will turn from a pandemic to an endemic flu. Which, in case, I would think you might think about shorting Moderna and Pfizer. Hey, Irish. I am not in Chicago. I am in the southern coast of Maine, just south of Portland, just north of Kennebunkport. Next town up, Kennebunkport. It's a town called Biddeford. And I live in the village of Fortune's Rocks, Biddeford, which is down on the ocean. Here it is a balmy 36 degrees today, and going down to 1 degree overnight. I've got an Arctic blast coming through. Danny's hearing buys from the floor. Hopefully we'll get that one more update. So, Iris, did you hear me talking about Spygate and how it worked? I think it would be so great if you guys just wanted to put headphones on and webcams, and we could just talk. People would love that. Sitting around break even. One of the things, and I haven't actually done this, and I'm going to try and get some time to do it, is looking at the close. So the open today was on Spygate. The open today was 2 buys, 4 sells detected in the tape, and that was about 6 million to the sell side. So really very neutral open today. And yesterday's close was astonishingly neutral also. So looking at that, if you look at the tables are time frames. So the total is from open to close. All takes off the opening and the closing minutes, so you can kind of see what happened intraday. So intraday, we're about 161 million to the sell side. Open, of course, is the opening minute, which was the 6 million. AM is from 9:31. So again, dropping off the first minute, 9:31 until oh god, actually, if you put the mouse on it, I think it's 11. Yeah, it's 11. Oh no, to noontime. So 9:31 to noontime. And then midday is 12 to 2. Oh no, midday. Yeah, midday is 12 to 2. And then 2 o'clock starts the final two. So the final 2 hours of the day I define as the closing session, because that's when the early MOC data starts getting disseminated. We get to see some of it, and we're waiting for our last. So that's the final two to 5:30, and then we do. I look around the D quotes, and I look around the mem reveal, and then the close. So I was really talking about the close. The close is the final minute, and that if that's really positive, even though we are selling, if you see people, it will detect if people are actually in there, aggressively trying to buy in this downstream, right? Because you could still be down, and these programs come in and they're just like, I'm taking market, I'm taking it up on the upside, whatever I can. So it tries to flesh that out to see if there's aggressive buying in waterfalls. But anyways, last night was very neutral, and so we'll just take a check tonight to see what the close is as we go into the close. It's 15:40, 10 minutes away from the reveal. And if you guys don't know about what market on close orders are, that's a mechanism for people who trade equities to get the closing price. The great thing about the close and the market on close orders is everybody gets the same price. Doesn't matter if you're Goldman Sachs, doesn't matter if you're Marlin. If you put an MOC order in, you're going to get the closing price. And it's used a lot by big funds to get in and out, get a lot of liquidity in and out. Those orders, if they want you to have them in, they have to be in by 15:50. Okay, so they have to be in by 10 minutes before the close. They would like the earlier the better, so that they can go out and they can find the liquidity, right? So let's just look at. I'll bring the memo over here for a second, and we'll go down here. We'll look at, and I'm terrible with symbols. So BAC, Bank of America, has 89 million a buy and bounce. Okay, so they got to find sellers that want to sell into that. Okay. And where do the sellers live? Sellers live at higher prices, right? So there's pressure on Bank of America to go higher in order to find the sellers to pair off with the, and that's the general theory of looking at this stuff. So Bank of America got 89 million right now. So what's happening right now is the guys and the gals on the floor of the NYSE are calling up and trying to broker business for commissions, right? And trying to find people who they know probably want to have a chunk of Bank of America, maybe want to sell into the imbalance and to the close and start pairing it off. Right, Procter & Gamble on the sell side, 110 million. MDT, I have no idea who MDT is. Hang on. Let me just do my cheat sheet here. Medtronic. So you'll see a lot of stocks. There's a lot of strange names going on at the end of the year. People are balancing out their, rotating out their holdings. So yeah. So that's what the MOC. So 15:50, it's locked. Those orders will be locked. So right now they're kind of informational only, and people do spoof them and they play games and they do all kinds of stuff. Okay, so that's why I like to look. If I'm looking at MOC data, hang on, let's bring it back up here. I want to see this number here, this percentage, simple percentage number, which is now 50.6. If my mouse is showing up or not. I want to see that at 66%. Okay, that means there's twice as many symbols to the buy side as there is to the sell side, or in this case, I want to see it minus 66, right? So Danny says he's hearing buys. Well, you know what makes me think that it could be buys? Because 50.6% of the symbols are to the buy side right now. That's what we call a divergent mem, because more symbols have buy imbalances and sell imbalances. It's just that the sell imbalances have larger numbers on them. So there's not a lot of information right now on heads up information here on the MOC numbers. But 15:50 here in, what time is it now? 15:44. So in 6 minutes, it's going to get locked, right? So if you put your MOC order in, you can close it, you can add to it, you can subtract to it, you can do whatever you want. You can open them. all the way up to 1550. Once past 5050, you are locked in. That is it. And if there is a buy and bounce on Bank of America, you can put a MOC order to sell. So you can go on the opposite side of the imbalance. You can continue to do that after 1550, but you can't add. We've got new data coming in now. You can't add, and it's a flip. You can't add into the direction of the bounce. So after 1550, if we lock it up and it turns out that BAC is still continues to be buy side after 1550, you cannot put buy on the MOC. It must be on the opposite side. And then the rules change again at 1555, which are D quotes, which are discretionary quotes, which are allowed to put through a floor broker. And on that one, by the way, it's free game. You can add to the imbalance, you can subtract the imbalance, you can do whatever you want. And most of us, even the retail people, we can put discretionary quotes, but they have to go through the floor brokers and be executed that way. Yeah, so so we were just saying new data coming in. So this is going to be our last data stuff. We did flip 56 million to the buy side now, so it's 521. So this number here, this 521 here, that's all of the stocks that have buy and bounces added together. So of all the symbols, we have almost 90 symbols. Almost 60% of them are to the buy side, and those symbols add up to 521 million to the buy. In dollars, notation of value, 466 to sell. So the net difference between the buy symbols and the sell symbols is 56 million. So that's the top line imbalance, 56 million right now to the buy side. And prices are going up. Thank you, Brandon. Type in questions, you guys, if you've got some questions. So I'm not just robbing on trying to waste my time. I'm trying to waste your time. I'm trying to get all the way to 4 o'clock to see how this is going to do, because Danny and I are going to try and do this tomorrow using this software. These are all filtering buttons here on the MIM. This all's got the entire universe of our symbols. Okay, we didn't talk about NASDAQ either. So we only have early information for NYSE symbols. The only people that have early information for the NASDAQ are the people that are putting the orders in. So the big banks like JP Morgan or whatever, they know what they're putting in for their market on close orders or cross orders or whatever, closing orders on NASDAQ. Our feed becomes live at 1550. So at 1550, we will see what NASDAQ has on it, and we'll see what NYSE has on it. And we'll jump to, like 700 plus symbols when we see the full feed there. So all will be all the symbols, which right now is only NYSE, as I'm saying. So if I click on the NYSE and I click on all, it should be the same number. It is. Legacy, I actually am going to remove. That was our old MIM, which had a different selection of symbols. So if we were on the old MIM, it would be saying 34 million to the buy side right now. That symbol count's almost up to 60% to the buy side. S&P is a subset. So now this is filtering only S&P symbols for us, and NASDAQ is white because there is no NAS data yet until 1550, which is coming up soon. Let me get my time.is on. 3 seconds. 15 seconds. So we go. We got live data coming now. We're going to the sell side. So we're moving to the sell side, although again, it's divergent. So we have more symbols on the buy side than the sell side. We'll look at that in a minute. NYSE is a buy, but look at the S&P 500 is a sell. Oh, I see. Oh, I had it left on a thing. Okay, so NYSE is actually a buy. So breadth-wise, we are actually on a buy. Although I don't know, all is a sell point. It is all over the place. Very, very different. S&P 500. So the 500 symbols is 611 to the sell side, even though most of the symbols to the buy side. We'll look at this in a minute. NASDAQ is a sell, so you're seeing NASDAQ sell off here. Going down and looking at the symbols. Let's see what's going on here on the sell side. So we have some big sells. MDT, Microsoft in the triple digit club to the sell side. And really no big, and there's such odd symbols. These are not symbols we normally see in the on the top 10 lists. So definitely some type of shuffling going around. But Nasdaq's a decent sell. That's 76% of the symbols on the Nasdaq to the sell side. We got Microsoft, AMD, Xilinx, so semiconductor selling. Let's go down and take a look at the sectors here. Let's go take a look at the sectors on the all. Really not, really no breadth on the sectors. The only thing excited about is energy is a decent buy. 66% of the symbols on the buy side, and basic materials also a buy. So technology has got some of the big names got big numbers on them, but looking at tech as a whole, only 62% of the symbols. 62% of the symbols selling. You can't seem to like that without turning everything on. Okay, so now I'm going to try, and you guys can suffer with me if there's anyone listening to me. We'll try and make it all the way to 1555. So the next marker in the close, right? So 1550, we've closed the symbols. And now we're busy pairing off. People are putting orders on the other side. So you should see that 997 start to click down. It's now 993. And the 1402. I did these them all, right? Yep. So 2 minutes. Any questions? Am I making sense to anybody? Let's check the room. No, there is no strength anywhere. It really is some type of portfolio rebalancing. Now, I make this distinction, and I haven't really proved it out yet. We need to get somebody on here, and that is that 1550, the funds, right? So many of us doing this passive trading, right? We're just trading SPY, right? So these guys have to bounce. The retirement funds have to do all kinds of stuff. They have to get it in and out, and it's algorithmic, right? So I kind of think of that kind of a little bit as dumb money or forced hands, right? So you got to play. The D quotes, the discretionary traders, I find them a little bit more. A little more foxy and clever and able to do what they want to do. So I like to distinguish between what they did at 1550, which is which today's, I don't know, it's a scattered hand. But 1555 presented with this imbalance, what are the D quotes going to do? and come in. And that's going to be here. Oh, it's happening right now. So now it's happening. So 1555. Okay. Let's let it settle. So it's -8. So now we've got a bigger sell and bounce. Right. So the D quotes we had $1 billion on the buy side stocks. Now we've got 330, right? So they sold 600 million into the buy side. So 600 million went on to the buy side. So they're selling into that, and they bought 400 million. So more sell than buy, and hence we got a larger net imbalance going into the close. That's a little bit negative. So let's just check out, see what Spygate's doing here. Spygate during the reveal, 5 sells, 1 buy. The D quotes, it was 2 buys. So positive selling, no big numbers here. Looking at Spygate, the chart itself, refresh that, get rid of that. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can grab the zoom button down here and stretch this out so you can just zoom into the end of the day. So you can see that 1550 bar got nailed with 5 sell programs during that time. D quotes at 1555 didn't add much to it. Nobody trapped today, so I don't expect we're going to see any type of a squeeze. But definitely nobody running for the exits either. Talia noting that the VIX is below 20. VIX sitting at just under 18 right now, 1792. TLT down about 1% today. We got ES down just 0.1%, and we've got NQ down about 0.5%. So a little bit more bearish on the NQs than on the ES. Minute and a half left of the day. I'm just going to wait through in so we can talk about the close, the Spygate close. Oops. Which will start here in 15 seconds. Irish Lucky, is this your first day today? Welcome. Brandon asked about the jump. Did you hear me, Brandon, explain that? Yeah, so my take from that, the apathetic response of the D quotes is that they're just not desperate to get in here at this price. So here we go. We're closing the down, 10 seconds left, and it is it's going to be a buy on the close here. But let me just tell you, the last second is crazy here. Yep, look at that. It's not. It's going to be a sell. So $6 billion to sell. So even though you see price going up, the program traders are taking aggressively selling into that uptick right now. So that can have overnight ramifications or trade into tomorrow. So at the most bullish close. So $6 billion to close, and put the entire day now is down to $6 billion to the sell side on program trades. Okay, so I am going to say goodnight. Unless there's questions, feel free to answer questions. If not, I think our first test, I'm pretty happy with the software. Stu says, Marlon, I tried to add a queue. Thought I heard you say that one could see where in the quantity of the major large trades going through in new work. Where is that at, please? I don't know the question. Tried to add a question. I don't see it there. So Brandon, what I was saying is that the D quotes came in right, and they let me go back and answer Brandon's question. Let's go, Brandon. So the D quotes came in and they were not bullish, basically, right? They did not. They sold a lot into the buy side and bounce. So the symbols that had a buy side and bounce, they took advantage of that, sold into that, and the symbols that had negative, they would have to buy, so they didn't buy in as much of the things that are being sold. So a little bit bearish for the D quotes. Okay, let's do. I don't know. You got my number. Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. And so I tried a question. Thought I heard you say that one could see where the quantity of the major large trades going through in New York. Where is that? Well, that's Spygate. So if you don't know what Spygate is, give me a call. But it should be up on your menu as Spygate, and it looks strictly is sniffing out basket trades for SP 500s. And again, there's nothing there. People say, "Oh, it's a program trade." It's inferred from the tape. Okay, there is no way to really know that it's a program trade. But if you see all 500 symbols or a major portion of them trading within milliseconds at the same time, it's most likely a program trade. And if you look at the direction and the aggressiveness of the trades, if they're buying or they're selling, then you can assign them as a buy or a sell program. Okay, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go through and see how the video looks, and see you guys tomorrow. So again, at like 3 o'clock, we're going to try it again with Danny online, and we'll chat through. And if anybody wants to come on, please let me know. I would love to have more people in a more interactive audio session. So PR wants to know how you get Spygate. Okay, so looking at your screen up here, these are in each of these 3 windows that you have in Trade Chat. Okay, this is the context menu, right? So if you go down here and click on Spygate, well, I'll put MIM in here. MIM, you'll get the MIM. Okay, if you go over here and put in Spygate, you'll get Spygate. And you can play a little bit with that, because sometimes people want to filter chat. So you can actually put chat in one of these windows. And the other thing to know is that on this pull down, these drop down, these context drop downs here, these little boxes with the arrow out, that means that it will launch it into a separate window. MIM history has changed, by the way. If you want MIM history, need to take that out. So So if you hit that, it launches into a separate window, and so here's my separate MIM, so I can have the MIM, the Spygate, sitting and floating on different things. And charts, you can do charts either from the bottom down here. If you want to put chart, that's kind of legacy and it's left in that way. So you can put the M chart in there. Didn't like to go in because it's gotten confused. Or you can actually go to charts here too, and pick them from here. So you can put a chart in any one of these frames. Just go to charts here, and I can. I don't know if I can load the M chart because it's already loaded. Yep, I can. Oh, I'd love to have one of you guys come in and talk Spy Gamma. That would be awesome. Okay, PR. Let me work with you. My MIM doesn't work from the main room. Oh, so you have to use the T2R4? That is that's an issue some people have. The browser has has license issues. All right, I'm going to go stop this. Say good night. Good night, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Remember, it was a negative close.